Good morning and welcome to Maximum Change TV. My name is Dr. Philip A. Foster, and I am by nature a storyteller. I grew up in a family of storytellers. I love a good story. So this recording, this message that I'm going to give you right now is kind of a natural message for me, and that is telling your story to not only brand your organization, but to also connect with your clients, your customers. And I want to use the example of a time in my life. At the time of this recording, it's June 2016. So a little over 16 years ago, I actually set off to start my own business. Now, in order to tell you about the business, I have to tell you the story about how that business happened. I was dating a person at that time, and of course, you know what guys do. We like to do the things that ladies like to do, and so we went to this pottery place where you can paint your own pottery, and then they fire it, and you later go back and pick it up, and then you have a piece to remember that moment by. So we went to this pottery place. It was in Tampa, Florida, where I lived at the time, and we did our thing. We hung out, painted some pottery, and then on the way out, when we were paying, next to the register was a display of glycerin soap. And I looked at that and I'm like, that's interesting. They have made their own soap. Well, later on in this story, myself and this person decided we were going to get married, and we were engaged. And we started thinking about the wedding party. And so we started thinking of things to give away at the party. You know, you have those little giveaways that you put on the table. And so we decided that we were going to give away little bars of soap with a label on it that had the date of our wedding and our names and all that. And so as we went to a hobby store, we got a kit. We were making this in our kitchen. And by the way, I was living in an apartment at the time, and we decided that we were going to do this in this kitchen, and the apartment was less than, 700-800 square feet. In this kitchen, we were making this, and I made the silly comment of, man, this is really easy to make. I wonder if we could sell this like that person at the pottery store was doing. And that is how my business, Nature's Soap Dish, was created, just by a happenstance question, kind of a off the cuff. Oh, this is easy. Why don't we see if we can do this? And so within several weeks, Nature's Soap Dish was born. Now, we decided when we were going to brand this company that we wanted the company to be as natural and holistic as possible in the product that we produced. So we actually set out to call ourselves Nature's Soap Dish. We eventually developed a design. I actually drew it on a napkin on an airplane on our honeymoon. It was a little leaf. And so that leaf ended up being impressed in the top of our soaps. And our very first customers were bed and breakfast, because in my mind, I thought, where could we go to have a captured audience that could be funneled, if you will, or I don't want to use the word force, but if you will, funneled to use our product. And so we decided we would go after gift basket companies, gift shops, and bed and breakfast, specifically bed and breakfast, because we knew that bed and breakfast would have a product. And so we made these little tiny soaps. They were like 1 ounce soaps, and we put our label on them with our web address, naturesoapdish.com. At the time, now that company is now defunct, and I'll tell you the rest of that story here in a moment. But at that time, that was our company name and our website, and our very first client was a bed and breakfast on the East Coast. Now, fast forward, it was really, really hard business. It was labor intensive. My wife at the time and I worked really, really hard, long days. It was just the two of us, and then sometimes some friends would help us out if we needed a little extra help. Within 3 years, our company went from operating in a small apartment to facility that was about 1,000 square feet. It was on my parents' property. They had a metal building, and we took part of my father's metal building and turned it into a soap manufacturing place. And so we produced soaps, lotions, salts, bath gels, and eventually some candles as well. And so within 3 years, we went from nothing, one idea, all the way to our product was all over the world. We had a distributor in South Korea. We had people looking at us in Australia. We were in gift shops up and down the eastern coast of the United States, from Washington, D.C., all the way to Key West, Florida. Our number one selling fragrance at the time actually was Key Lime fragrance, which was a lime fragrance, and it was sold in the gift shops down in Key West, Florida. And then our second best was a peach flavor that was being sold in gift shops in, of course, Georgia and the Carolina area. So we also went from zero to having gift shops all over the world that were using us. We were featured in magazines such as Fortune. We were looking to create a franchise concept, and so we were listed in the Fortune magazine as one of the up-and-coming franchise concept opportunities, and we were starting to get interest in that. We were also listed in Redbook magazine, and that was around February, and that made our sales spiked at that time. We did small orders for individuals all the way to a multi-thousand unit order for a gift shop company that was spread out all over the country. So we also were listed in Vegan Times, which at that time I believe was mostly a Southern California magazine, and our product was featured on QVC television. And so we went from, again, zero to this amazing company. Now, in 2003, for various reasons, we decided that we were going to sell the company and do something else. I was wanting to pursue a degree. We were wanting to pursue family. And so we chose to sell the company. And later, the person who bought the company, I don't know what happened, but it did not continue in the spirit that we had begun it. And so that is just something that we had to learn as part of our story, that we had to pretty much let that go, realize it was no longer our problem. So part of the fact that we were doing so well with our company was that story that we started out in an apartment. We had a dream. We had a vision that the product would be as natural as possible. We also had the desire to take on Bath and Body Works and the Body Shop, in that we were going to offer similar products, similar fragrances at a similar pricing scheme. So we weren't competing with the crafting market, because most of the craft soaps are still on the higher side, $5, $6 to $10 a bar. We chose to compete directly with Bath and Body Works and the Body Shop at that time, and we were doing quite well. Now, all of our products were not necessarily all natural. We did have some fragrance oils, which we clearly indicated these are not all natural because we put these fragrance oils in there. And because people bought our product because the base of it was natural, they understood that there was a fragrance in there. Because of our honesty and upfrontness of that and telling our story, we had a great interest in our product line. So the point here is that strong signature stories will connect you with your clients. Storytelling will connect you with your clients and will create naturally a branding. So what is your story? My colleague recently that I work with on a regular basis, and we do videos together, had sent out a challenge about telling your story. Now, that's some of my story. I have more to my story that you obviously are not going to get in this video. What is your story? So if you're interested in getting some help, maybe some coaching on developing your story, honing your story, maybe you need to grow your business, I'd be more than happy to talk with you. You can reach out to me through our website, MaximumChange.com. I'd love to consult with you, see what we can do to help. If I'm not the right fit, I'm happy to refer you to someone. We do coaching, we do consulting in the business arena. I have been doing coaching for years, since 2005, as a master life coach and a business coach, and I've been doing consulting work since the 90s. So I'm happy to work with you if I'm not the right fit. Obviously, my role, part of my story, is that I will find the right fit for you or help you find that right fit. You can also follow me on Twitter at Maximum Change. This video is showing up on Huzza.io. That's HUZZA.io. And so you can find me at /Maximum Change. That's my channel there on Huzza. You can also find me on YouTube. Maybe you're watching this on YouTube now. You can check out our channel at Maximum Change TV. And so I'd love to hear from you. Reach out to us. Also, check out my book that's now available, The Open Organization, 2nd edition. You can find that on my website at MaximumChange.com underneath the resource tab. Would love to hear from you. So glad you stopped by to watch this video, and get out there, tell your story.